Hi everyone, it's lovely to see you. I'm Lorna and today we are going to read a story. Today we are reading Tom's Tale by Linda Jennings and Tim Warnes. Tom's tail was curly, like a rolled up rubber band. It was a very neat little tail for a piglet, but Tom thought his tail looked silly. In all other ways, Tom was a proper little pig. He was a nice pale pink with dirty patches where he had wallowed in mud. He slurped and snuffled in the pig trough with his brothers and sisters and made all the usual piggy noises. But how he wished he had a straight tail. Sam, the sheepdog, had a lovely plumey tail. Hannibal, the horse, had a long swishy tail. And Geraldine, the Jersey cow, had a thin stringy tail with a little tuft on the end. Even the rat's tail is nicer than mine, said Tom miserably. Why don't you get the tail straightened, said Hannibal. How? asked Tom. Like this, said Hannibal, and he put his big hoof on the end of Tom's tail. Now walk away, he said. Tom squealed and squeaked as he began to walk. His tail stretched out, and when it had uncurled to the very end, Hannibal let go. Ping! Back sprang the tail, and Tom hurtled forward. Ouch! Yelled Tom and Sam together. Tell you what, said Sam, picking himself up. Why don't I take hold of your tail and you can lead me along? That should straighten it. So Tom took Sam for a walk, past the pigsties, round the pond and over the buttercup meadows. That's enough, squealed Tom. Let me go. Ping! Back sprang the tail to its usual curly-twirly self. Tom felt miserable. Geraldine looked at Tom and chewed thoughtfully. Suddenly, she had a very good idea. She told it to Sam, who took hold of Tom's tail again and stretched it. Then he pushed the tail into the big patch of gooey, squelchy mud. He made Tom lie with his tail uncovered in the mud for an awfully long time until the mud dried and Tom's tail was set in a long, thin pencil. Yippee! Cried Tom. He twirled around, trying to see his new straight tail. Ouch! Said Sam. Tom had poked him right in the chest. You don't half look silly, said Tom's mother. But Tom liked being different. I'll wag my tail like Sam does, he said. Whack! The tail hit Tom's sister in the face and then prodded his brother in the bottom. Stop it, Tom, they both cried. When it was dark, Tom's mother gathered in all her piglets for the night. They liked to snuggle up in a big piggy heap, but Tom's tail got in the way. Go away, cried all his brothers and sisters, and they chased Tom right out of the sty. Poor Tom. He tried to curl up outside, but it wasn't very comfortable to lie down with a tail as stiff as a pencil. At long last, though, he fell asleep. In the night, it began to rain, but Tom went on sleeping. As it rained, the hard mud softened and slid off his tail. By the time morning came, his tail was as curly-twirly as it had ever been. Grunting happily, Tom went back to the sty. Who wants a straight tail anyway, said Tom later, as he pushed into the trough with all his brothers and sisters. Now, if I had a long, elegant nose like Hannibal the horse instead of this silly snout, I could really get at the food. The end. See you next time.